Hello, everybody. Well, it's a mad day. It's a sad day. It's there's we're going to look at how to deal with this news that Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. It's absolutely historic. It's historically awful, really. But I'm going to try. Let me know if you can hear me okay. If everything's going well or not. I don't know. Maybe it's not stable. I'm going to actually try and refresh this stream. Hang on. See if I can start again. Maybe it's going to work better now. It seems like there's some kind of issues going on with YouTube. But there you go. I mean, that sums up what's going on here, doesn't it? This is Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool. Absolutely horrific. So I've got no particular plan. It's just, we're just going to stumble through stuff and, see what happens. We're going to start, I suppose, looking at Jurgen Klopp's record at Liverpool Football Club, if we can. And take it from there, I suppose. If you can hear me, let me know. If things are working better now, please let me know. And please get in the chat, like and subscribe. Let me know if this is actually streaming well or not. There you go. Got a comment from Emmett Kavanagh. Klopp live now on Liverpool FC YouTube account, Owen. Well, there you go. How can I compete with that? Thanks for letting me know, Emmett. These things are just mad. I don't know. We're going to look at some live Klopp quotes if we can. Then live Klopp LFC YouTube. Let's see if we can figure it out. Hang on, LFC YouTube. Let's see, Liverpool FC YouTube channel. Let's see. Okay. If I share my screen with you, you'll be able to see what I'm doing here. There you go. So this is a bit meta, but this is going to be YouTube streaming YouTube. If and when it works. Internet connections today, of course. Internet connection problems, of course. And we'll see what happens. That would be why. There you go. I think I'm on the wrong network in my place. Okay. So 43,000 watching. Oh, excuse me, everybody. This is very actual press conference. Yeah, there you go. Here we go. Here we go. Jurgen Klopp, YouTube, streaming to YouTube. As meta as it gets. Okay, SoundCloud, don't need it. Okay. What's these adverts? Get out of my face. Okay, and here we are. Here's Jurgen.
What are your emotions today? How do you feel? Is it a sense of sadness or perhaps relief?
The relief was there when I made a decision for myself, to be honest. That was another thing I realized. So I didn't know that it would be the case, but it was like that. Today it's mixed. It's mixed, but it's not. I'm not as emotional as I will be when it comes to an end finally, because I spoke today to the players. So let me say the two important things I had to do was to tell our of course I have to tell the owners, that's clear, but then to tell our supporters. And to tell the players. And I don't know 100% about the reaction of supporters, but the reaction of the players was top. Just it was really good. We know each other so long that they know I don't say things like that and walk away or stuff like this. So I am here and I'm fully here. And by the way, today I answer 500,000 questions if you want, but that's it then. So until the end of the season, because we have so many other things to do, and I'm fully in that. So there's not a lot of emotion here. I had some talks the last days when I had to tell other people slightly earlier than I tell the public, and there were some tears and stuff like this. But that's normal after such a long time together. But besides that, it's just the right thing to do. And I'm convinced as well in the right moment, because the club needs time to plan the future while we are sorting the present. And that's exactly what will happen now. And from that point of view, the emotions will come up. Relief is not there as well anymore, because I knew before how I feel about it.
Julia from BBC Radio Merseyside. When you spoke to the players and they asked you the questions probably that we're all asking today, how did you ensure with them, or what was the message about making sure this isn't a distraction because you're still fighting?
It's not going to be a distraction. It's going to be a motivation.
The players didn't have a lot of questions. I spoke to the players altogether, and I spoke to a few players after that.
You can ever have.
Yes, we have a really strong bond, So they didn't ask questions yet. There's no question, because we are professionals, and the agreement you have with the team from both sides is you agree for 1 year. So after that, everything can happen. The manager, during the year, the manager can get the sack, but the players, usually the agreement we have from a club point of view is for 1 year, even after a 5-6 year contract, because after a year, you play much better, than the player wants a new contract, you play not as good as you want, and the club might want to sell you, but for a year, usually you have a real agreement, and we are completely in that year. And the boys see it exactly like that. I think we had cameras out there for the training session after that, and you could see the boys are in a really good mood. And it was not that they were getting up and having a party when I told them, but it was just an announcement. And I told them that
just an announcement.
It's different to
seismic
other situations. Usually,
we love you, Jurgen.
When a manager is in a dressing room and talks about that, he got sacked and just says goodbye. And that wouldn't have happened here because of the things we reached with each other and achieved with each other. And that's why my responsibility was so big in that I have to constantly always think about and have a review.
We got the Jurgen Klopp
Is it
press
still
conference.
Right? Because there was no chance. We had last year's situation in the season. I think a lot of managers would have got the sack because we had a really bad spell, and 3 or 4 years ago and all these kind of things. There was never any intention to do that, and that always let my responsibility grow and grow
as we go along,
to make sure, okay, when it's not right anymore, I have to tell, because nobody else will tell. And that's what I said to the players as well. Besides that, the disruption, I understand. It's, I think, a lot of people from the outside who are not with us will be happy, blah, 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 stuff like this. It's your job to ask questions, uncomfortable questions, whatever. The distraction comes from outside.
Well, we're doing a reaction video, Jack.
But to get distracted, you always need 2 parts. One who distracts and the other one who let it happen.
This is a reaction. We're doing a live reaction.
Oh, good. And if we want, we can grow even more together in this situation, and that's 100%
we
the
can
aim
grow
of
even more
the
in this
players and me.
situation. I think that's true,
And how we
Jack.
said to
Just going to mute Jurgen for now, because I want to talk about that. In terms of a motivation for the rest of the season, it's going to be absolutely bonkers from here on out, isn't it? The crowds, the players, they're going to feed off each other. It's going to, because that's the thing. One thing, before Jurgen, I don't know how you feel, before Jurgen, we didn't know what to do with emotion as Liverpool fans, right?
Yeah.
Like, Brendan Rodgers, we had tons of it, but it was always like, almost like after the Benitez and Roy Hodgson and people like that, it came back with Kenny Dalglish, but like it went away again with Rodgers, and it's like Jurgen told us that it was okay to use the emotion, right?
Yeah.
It's been 3 words, use the emotion, that have been really part of his tenure. And so I think it's going to be absolutely amazing from here on in, Jack. What do you think?
Yeah, channeling the emotion. It's every fabric of this football club, in all honesty, mate, as we know. I think that's what the new manager will bring next year. We'll use the crowd, we'll use the football club as well, mate. But I think, as Jurgen's probably said already in the press conference, said in the video that we did get this morning, just enjoy it. He's going to enjoy it, as much as it will be sad in the moment. But we just got to react in the right way. And I think if you're as I spoke with you on my show today, mate, is with the lads and chat. It's this notion of if you're a player in that changing room, you're wanting to run through a brick wall for this man even more. For obviously he springboarded many of the players into stardom, really. In reality, Salah, when you look at it, obviously under his management, Van Dijk as well, made him one of the best centre halves in world football. He's given a platform for a lot of these players and even the young players as well. And it's these players will, not that they weren't gonna run through a brick wall before it, but I think if you're a player or as fans, we're going into that ground knowing that Jurgen's leaving next year, so let's give every last ounce of our being really to this man.
You're absolutely right. Let's get back to Jurgen, see what he said. That's a beautiful answer, Jack. Hang on.
A man who's had a great 9 years with you.
Yeah, I think that's probably hard to put into words how significant it is. And I think when Jurgen joined us in 2015, he talked about leaving the club in a better place than he found it. And I think if you look at where we are today versus where we were when he joined us, there's absolutely no doubt that he's done that. And as you just said, he's going to be here for several more months. So I think from our perspective, obviously, the news is sad, as I'm sure a lot of our supporters share that emotion. He and I have had a number of conversations over the course of the last several weeks, and I think the first time that we had a chat about his decision, from a professional standpoint, but also from a personal standpoint, we've worked alongside each other for the last time.
I'm going to mute that guy because we've had a couple of comments in, Jack. But you're going to mute Billy Hogan. I mean, he's just saying, they call it lip service, isn't it? It's just like he's just saying the traditional things. DJ Smokey's in the house. Nice of you to join us, DJ Smokey. I love the opinions, but I completely disagree with you. You're saying something pretty crazy there. Get in Mourinho now, sack Klopp for treason because he showed his true colours. He's chosen money over the love of Liverpool. Get him out now. He should never set foot in Liverpool again. Mourinho in. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the mickey when I replied Mourinho, LOL. DJ Smokey says he's the greatest manager that there has ever been, hands down. I mean, what do you have to back that up, DJ Smokey? I mean, he's won a lot of things, but I mean, what's he won in the past sort of 5 or 10 years? I mean, what have you got to back that up compared to Jurgen Klopp? What's his win percentage? What's his style of football? What's he done to develop youth players? If you can answer those questions, DJ Smokey, I'll be very interested to know. I mean, thank you for joining us. I'm delighted you're here, and all opinions are welcome on Kop On. But Jack, I mean, who are you thinking for for next? Well, what do you think about Mourinho? This idea, I mean, it's interesting. He's certainly got a good track record, but not for me in a million years. But go on, what do you think?
Mourinho of Porto, the Mourinho of Inter Milan years ago, the Mourinho of first time to over Chelsea as a young manager. But now he's very much his tactics have been very outdated currently at this moment in time. I don't think he's evolved his management style. Look at the job in which he done at Roma this season. Not ideal, struggled at Roma, struggled at Tottenham really. Probably being the best manager United have had since Fergie, but even still, he did struggle in those moments as well. But for me, it's Xabi Alonso or bust really for me, mate. I think when I was speaking to the lads on my channel, the affiliation of the manager as Alonso has, hopefully he does win the Bundesliga this season. I think if anyone's not seen his Bayer Leverkusen team play this season, they are a breath of fresh air for the German Bundesliga as well. And he would come in, Alonso, with the pedigree of his dad being a manager. Obviously, he's a young lad. He's been in that environment.
You genuinely believe
player,
that was the case, or were you trying to convince yourself that was the case?
Of obviously Mourinho, obviously the legend. The list is endless. They're very highly talented, highly covered managers of the past as well. Ancelotti's, you name it, he's been under them. He's been at Liverpool as well. He's played for Liverpool. He knows what Liverpool means. He understands the weight and the expectation of wearing that Liverpool shirt as well. But for me, in terms of Liverpool as a whole package, I think he's got everything to become an extremely successful coach. I'm hoping he does win the Bundesliga, mate. But another manager I might add to that list that I potentially would like to see even interviewed would be Julian Nagelsmann as well. Obviously, it's time.
That's another one. I put him up with Mourinho. No way, Nagelsmann.
No.
Why, man? Why?
I think he's got all the characteristics as a manager. He's won the Bundesliga.
With who?
I think with Bayern Munich.
Because I don't follow the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
but,
he's won the
pretty sure my neighbour Valerie, she could win the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. No.
But even before that as well, at his time at Hoffenheim, I think he did play Jurgen Klopp a couple of seasons ago, still only 36 years old. I think a lot of people do kind of forget how young he still is. It's a similar age to Xabi Alonso as well. The style in which he plays, obviously manager of Germany as well. Hansi Flick, proven winner, Champions League winner. But I think I'd like to see, I like German managers, mate. I think they are extremely successful. In any jobs that they have been in the history of modern day era football as well. They've got rich history. The way in which they conduct themselves as well as managers is extremely proper in footballing terms. But it's going to be one of them, mate. I think when we spoke about it, people have mentioned Zerbi at Brighton as well. There's going to be all sorts of names. But for me, if I'm had to pick one name, it would be Xabi Alonso. And the outside runner for me would be Julian Nagelsmann.
But now we're in agreement because Xabi Alonso is surely the guy to take over. But Nagelsmann, I don't know, man. You know, you talk about a few years ago, people talking about Andre Villas-Boas as someone too young. I do think that in elite football clubs, you need an elite manager who's widely recognised as an elite manager. And Nagelsmann, his reputation took a big hit by the end because his results were very poor. He ended up getting the sack. He wasn't...
I think a lot of that was affected by the off-the-field noise that he created himself.
Well, yes.
With obviously the stuff that happened on there. But in terms of
hang on. What happened? Sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah, obviously, supposedly it was something happened off the pitch with a certain secretary at the football club and all that, or a journalist.
Good Lord.
So hence why a lot of and we know how Bayern Munich is run as a football club, as an institution. It is one of the biggest clubs in European football, and obviously the sporting director. There's a lot of politics that goes on at Bayern Munich as well. But for me, one of them, I'd really do rate him as a manager. For me.
Well, fair enough. I wouldn't do that though, because I want someone with a bit of class and dignity. And
we've all been young now, Owen. We've all been
young, but we haven't all copped off with our secretaries, Jack. I don't know about you, but speaking personally, let's get on to the next answer from Jurgen Klopp. I can't remember what the question was, but let's see what he says anyway. I pressed the wrong button. Let's try again with the right one. Hang on 1 second. Here it is.
The reason for that was, the summer was a difficult summer. So it was really a difficult summer. It was not that we had a lot of time to put the legs on the table. So we were working really hard to bring in the right players. When it happened, and it looked like we got them now. That was the moment when it was really okay. Let's go for it. And then we had the training, the summer we had, and the preparation we had was absolutely outstanding. And realizing how good this team can be, that of course gave me a lot of joy, especially. So, but it's not about that. It's how I said. I in this moment I love each minute of the team, how we react in different moments.
You're making a mistake.
It's just the stuff, what you have to do next to it as well. That's really a lot, like planning. You might think the transfer window is the transfer window and around that nothing happens, but actually the transfer window is the one where sometimes not the decision is made before, or you try to make them, who we go for, stuff like this, but transfer window is just a moment when then you can finally finalize it. So the work around planning pre-seasons, all these kind of things, there you need to be spot on as well, because it's really important. And then I realized that's something I cannot. I did it so often. I had 6 press conferences a week since it feels like 9 years pretty much. We played international football. Honestly, I have no problem with you, but I can't wait for the moment when I don't have to do that anymore. There's so many things in this job where
Get a press secretary, Jurgen. There are ways around it.
You have to be
lighten the load.
The best version of yourself. You have to, and especially for a club like Liverpool, because I know it means so much and it's so important for so many people. I cannot do it on three wheels. It was not allowed, and I never wanted to be a passenger in all that. My managing skills, obviously, so many better managers out there, but it's based on energy, on emotion, on relationships, and all these kind of things, and that takes all of you. That's just how it is. It needs all of you. And in the moment you think, okay, they can't do it like that anymore, then you can do it maybe a little bit different. Also, I'm who I am and I'm where I am because how I am. So with all the good and the bad things, it is. And if I cannot be that anymore, stop it and tell the people. That's how I understand it. I didn't stop, and I didn't say it after 1 year. I didn't say it after 2 years, not after 3, not after 4, after 5, when it was difficult, stuff like this. It was not one time a little idea. It was not my idea when I signed a new contract. I was 100% convinced in this moment we will go until 2026. 100%. But how can I underestimated or judged it wrong? It's not my level. My energy level is endless because it always was, and now it's not. Yeah, and then we have to change.
Goodness me, Jack. He looks like, I think it's just history repeating. People call him Bill Shankly, the second Bill Shankly. He looks like he's made this decision. He doesn't feel like... It's like a man who's getting older and he's, with Franz Beckenbauer passing and Pelé and all of the people we've lost in the past couple of years in football. And, in his own personal life, he lost his mother not long ago as well. And for me, Jack, it feels like a man who's, very deeply questioning his own, mortality and thinking, what am I going to do with my life? Is it good to have all this stress? I need to give my entire life to this football club or else it's not going to work. But I've got another life, I've got a family and all that. And he's been thinking about the family, he's been thinking about death. He's had a long, cold winter in Liverpool. I don't know what the weather's been like, but it seems pretty windy from afar. Don't forget you on mute, Jack. And this looks like he's making a mistake, Jack, because I think he's going to leave Liverpool. Maybe he'll join the German national team, or maybe not. He'll be like 3 months into a break. He'll be in Germany. He'll be going to get some pastries from the local bakery. It's going to bring him home. He's had a lovely time chatting with his wife. They've had nice holidays and all that stuff. And he's going to sit down at the kitchen table, and he's got this sort of cuckoo clock that he's stolen from Everton's trophy cabinet. And he's just looking at the cuckoo clock, and he's going, what do I do today? What do I do tomorrow? Because he strikes me as a guy, he's so intense. He needs the day to day. He looks like a man who's making a mistake to me, Jack.
You might say that in a couple of years, mate, but I think all of us, we respect his decision first and foremost. I think, as you mentioned, with his mum passing as well, I think for anyone that has happened in their lives, or we've lost someone, that you need a proper grieving stage. And I don't think him being manager of Liverpool Football Club, he's been given that time and period away. I think obviously with the sabbatical that in which he did have, I think he called that an end a bit earlier than he expected. I think his wife, he was on holiday. He got the phone call from Liverpool during the journey, and he looked at his wife Eula and said, it's Liverpool on the phone. And she was like, are you going? And he was like, yes. I'll go if it's okay with you. And she said she gave him the blessings of her and the family as well. So it's difficult, mate. It is a massive job. We are Liverpool Football Club. Also Manchester United. We are the two biggest clubs in England, as much as rival fans don't like that. But we are. But Liverpool, it takes so much out here, and I think if we look back on the documentaries and the videos that we will see at the end of the season, Jurgen's aged about 40 years. That's what it does to any manager
really so
in
true.
world football. Yeah,
Look at
it's
him, yeah.
it's like, and he, as he said there, 24. So it literally is 24/7. And from a physical point of view, the fact that he's coming out and he doesn't have energy in his interview this morning, and what he said in that press conference just then, it's very, and it's an important facet to what he is as a personality is as well. High energy, high intensity. But when someone's not got that in personality, you do wonder what's going on behind closed doors. But most importantly, we've just got to enjoy it, and hopefully whatever Jurgen Klopp does, he's got the Liverpool army behind him. If he's national team of Germany, then long may it continue. I'm pretty sure all of us Scousers will be supporting Germany in the World Cup if he does take the management job. But it's very different international jobs, as we know. What is it? Meet up once every single month. It's a lot more. It'll be time to go and see his family as well in Germany. Go back home and relax, because that's what he needs. And maybe one day if he does come back to Liverpool, Kenny's been back as well, obviously in that period under FSG as well. So the door will never close for Jurgen. But as you said, when I understand where you're coming from, maybe he might regret it in about 5-10 years' time. But if he does, then he's leaving on good terms, as in certain managers have left in bad moments as well, and he's burned the bridge at Liverpool. But I think if he comes off the back of a win in a quad this season, he's got the freedom of Liverpool already. He's got the freedom of Anfield. He's got a season ticket for life. He's always welcome, and yeah, we love him, mate. And whoever comes in has got a very, very big job on their hands anyway.
Well, that's part of the problem. I mean, he's made Liverpool such an attractive club to join for any player across the world. I mean, it's an attractive club anyway, but especially having Jurgen Klopp there, his track record of improving players, of winning trophies, any player would want to play for him.
Under his tutelage as well, and that's the main thing as well. I want, like, for any of the listeners as well, obviously with Trent hopefully signing this new deal, but even the players now, I think they'll be looking at the manager going, they'll be gutters, because a lot of those players, the majority of them, did sign for Jurgen Klopp. Didn't I think if you look at countless rival players, that question's always asked: if you could pick a manager, who would you like to play for? And everyone says Jurgen Klopp as a footballer, but I tell you, if it was a Javi or whoever does come in that changing room, you've got to command and have an order and have that winning personality of, like, bloody hell, he's in charge of us. We've got to work hard for them. But it's managers have come and gone, mate. Bob Paisley left, Shankly left. Every great manager has left. But thankfully, what does continue is our great football club. We will continue, and we will continue to hopefully produce a lot more successful managers as well.
I like it. You're so optimistic in the face of this shock. I feel a bit sick. But okay, yeah, there you go. But let's keep going. Let's see what Jurgen's got to say. Oh no, sorry. Before that, let's get to a couple of comments, because I had some interesting stuff coming in. DJ Smoky, who wanted Mourinho in, he says that apparently it was leaked by an agent that he's been in talks with Bayern all season, and he's going to join Bayern. I missed that, DJ Smoky, but please give us your sources. I don't believe everything that you read, DJ Smoky. I mean, there's a way of applying critical thinking to what we read online, and if somebody no doubt has said that, then I would say, please provide your sources, or I won't believe that. Gary Richards says Klopp is missing the bratwurst, and that, I mean, I had bratwurst once, absolutely delicious. I kind of miss it, and I've only ever tried it once. And Gary also says Liverpool must avoid a United drop-off. Having seen United drop off and been reveling in it, it's been pretty hilarious so far. How do you feel about that, Jack? I mean,
it's
I don't think we're really. I mean, the next appointment is huge. If we get it wrong, if we get a Simeone, a Jose Mourinho, a defensive coach, I think the wheels can fall off. if we get a coach with a very similar style of play, a very attacking style of play, someone who can get some kind of continuity, then I think we'll be okay. But we have to get the players have to be involved, and on board. If Virgil van Dijk is okay with it, that's good. Mo Salah and Alisson, they're such key players. Trent as well. Trent hasn't signed a new deal. Oh my God, that's just.
Real Madrid knocking on the door, maybe.
Real Madrid knocking on the door. Maybe Mbappe's going to go this summer. Hey, do you want to play with Bellingham, Mbappe, whoever else they got, Tchouameni, Camavinga? Do you want to play with these brilliant young players, Trent? Or do you want to play with Mourinho, defensive football at Liverpool? He's going to bugger off, isn't he?
It's so important though, and I think for all the audio listeners as well, if you're just coming in from work or whatnot this evening, it's George Skamaka will be, probably butchered that name anyway, Liverpool's sporting director, will be leaving at the end of this year as well. He will not be getting a new contract, which was quite evident there. Skamaka, yeah. So it's going to be one of them.
Is that the same guy, or Skamaka, who's the striker from West Ham?
When you know me with my pronunciations.
I don't know, but okay.
It's my Scouse tones, as
okay,
you know.
Okay.
Everything sounds very different.
Okay.
Instead of the Queen's English.
Okay.
Or the King's English now. But yeah, in terms of, I think sporting director is going to be very important, bringing them in really to the football club. Yeah. So I think appointing the right sporting director is very key for Liverpool's long-term success. I think once we get a stable sporting director in, I think then you can then appoint the manager and then see what happens in the next couple of seasons. Be back in a little second, though. I'm just got to shoot.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, thank
be
you.
back in a little second.
All right. Well, let's have a look, people. While Jack goes to inspect the plumbing or whatever he's doing. We're gonna continue with the Jurgen Klopp conference. See what's going on.
Jurgen, there can be no argument you've had extraordinary success for this football club. Is there one moment from your tenure you can look back on more fondly than any other? And equally, do you leave the football club with any regrets?
Oh God! Any regrets in your best moment? Now is not the time.
I'm not in the mood to think about that. To be
there
honest.
You go. I'm not in the mood to think
about
that. Stupid question. Talk sport.
Don't have to remember anything now.
How dare you talk
the best,
sport? I'm just going to skip
in my
past
idle
this.
world, the best memories are still to come. To be honest, so let me say like that. So I'm not in that mood. There are so many moments that I would anyway probably mention the wrong one because I'm not prepared. But that's not about today. I have no regrets so far. I have a lot of special memories, nothing to mention today. We are here to answer your questions actually, because I thought the most important people know already. So that our supporters who want to watch it could watch it, and who want the players know it. So that's done for me. But of course I do that today as well, and it's absolutely fine. But it's nothing to add on, really. We can clarify things. We can speak about. I saw only this morning, surprisingly, when it came out, and I saw Jose Enrique, which I like a lot.
With us.
And he's obviously has a big Liverpool heart, but he said, whatever I say, I think that's what I understood, whatever I say, it's still about FSG, and I can tell you, Jose, it's not. Nothing to do with it. So, this time, what I had, it would be so easy in this job to just blame the owners and say, yeah, we would have won more trophies if FSG would have spent more. Was I always happy with each second what we did? Exactly, no. But it was absolutely fine. This club is still different, how Billy said, because we built 2 stands, which will last forever. They will stay there. If there's not an earthquake, they will stay there. So the stadium is wonderful. We built this AXA training ground where you are. Wonderful. This will stay for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Wonderful. Everything set. We did what we did properly. That's really important. We did it the Liverpool way, what I loved.
Sorry?
So
you said properly. We don't have
that
properly.
We didn't win with 97 points, and we didn't win in the final. Nothing to do with that one player was not in, or we would have spent for another one 120. I understand 100%. That's a fan view. Fine. A professional view can never be like that. It just can't. So my job, if you blame anybody for not winning the Champions League 3 times more often, probably, it's me. It was my job to make that happen, to work
We
with the
don't
team.
blame you for anything,
Yeah.
Jurgen. You've been a
and not when
dream.
becoming champion with 97, and I even forgot the next number. What was that? 94, something like that. It's me, nobody else, because everybody brought us to that point. 97 points is exceptional. Having a team who can gain 97 points, exceptional. Having a team who can qualify for the Champions League, exceptional. So it had nothing to do with that. Yes, it was super intense. Super intense. And I cannot tell you if losing a final is more intense than winning a final, because I didn't win a final that often. So I can tell you losing a final is super intense. So, and that obviously over the years added on, yeah, it's like a tree. A few more rings, stuff like that. You have them. And at one point, you have to make sure you get a rest. And again, what I said yesterday, doing the job for 24 years, I arrived here as a normal guy. I in my understanding, I am that still, 100%. And I never lived a life. I never. And I want that as well. That's true. But I never wanted that much that I had to think about it. I just thought it's 3-4 weeks in the summer, somehow it's fine, but it's not anymore. So, and whatever will happen if...
Exactly what I was saying, Jack. It's life. It's life. Life.
Up to you.
Well, it's the lure of what you don't have. This is, he's looking at the grass being greener because he loves those 3 or 4 weeks when he gets on the beer and he gets on the sun lounger and he's there and he's having a great time and he gets a tan and he looks really happy. We've seen it with these paparazzi photos from a distance of Jurgen Klopp on the sun lounger. But like, I don't know, man. The grass is not always greener. I just think he's making a mistake. As he said, he's never lived outside of football. He had a kid very young with his wife, right? They had their first child when he was like 21 or something like that. And he's always been a footballer and then a manager and always totally dedicated to the game. And I don't even know how old he is. I'm gonna.
He's like 56, 58 now.
56, 58, yeah, something like that. I'm gonna ask Google. Ask Auntie Google. She knows. Jurgen Klopp age. He is 56. Yeah, his birthday's on June the 16th. So he spent 35 years in the rhythm of football, and it must take such a toll, especially being the manager of Liverpool. What a difficult job for anyone.
Yeah.
But he's looking at extending that holiday feeling as if that's what life outside of football is going to be, in my opinion. And I'm not sure it's the right decision for him. I really don't. But anyway, what do you think? Jack, have you got anything to say about what Jurgen's saying there?
I think all of us fans, every Liverpool fan, this day was going to come. It is, when we think about it, we'd love Jurgen to stay for the next 20 years, but that's us being selfish. In all honesty, the modern day selfish nature of most Liverpool fans have in it as well. Me, I'd love him to stay, but I think obviously he's just become a granddad again. So I think just little moments like life, and I think obviously with everything that's happened since his mum passed, and then obviously Everton, I think you mentioned it. I think he mentioned it in both interviews. The interview today and his interview this morning was he puts everything, every last ounce of his being into his job. I think he wouldn't be as successful as he has been, and will be potentially this season as well if he just didn't give 110%. I think for every great person, whether it be if you're a musician, if you're an artist or whatever, you put everything into your job, and yeah, that's how these people are successful, and they are one of the best people in their craft as well. But it's I think the spark, like in any walk of life, in anything in terms of relationships or whatever, when the spark is gone in a job as well, and you can't always give you 110%, then it's time to move on. And maybe that spark might rekindle early, maybe one day rekindle itself. But for now, I think Klopp can relax, enjoy his family time, enjoy the warm weather, and go on a couple of lot of holidays. He deserves it. Jurgen Norbert Klopp. I love the fact that his name's Norbert. What a name.
It's great. And Jurgen as well. I mean, that's inspired, isn't it?
So, like, he will be getting statues. He'll be getting murals. He's got the freedom of Liverpool. So, he'll be always welcome back. And I love the way about he's not leaving us in the mire, Owen, and everyone at home. He's leaving us in the best possible position that the football club has found itself since the days of Bill Shankly and Bob Paisley, really. The foundations are the bedrock that he will instill at the club. Whoever does come in will be amazing, really. Yeah, it's totally. Coming into a winning team, hopefully. That will make
a young team. And a hungry team.
Yeah. So it's up to the new manager next year to get the best out of those players as well. I'm pretty sure Virgil van Dijk would have a massive say as well, being the captain. He'll be asked as well.
It's sort of, a left field shout that I've just thought of, really, is Virgil for a player manager.
Do a Kenny. Bloody hell, imagine that.
It might be fun, though. Yeah. But, I don't know. Maybe. But Gary Richards is saying one can see Xabi Alonso winning the Bundesliga and then winning the Prem with Liverpool. One can see that, Gary. One is not alone, because one can also see that. And Alan C says, Owen, I've always said on the podcast, in all work situations, management is changed every 7 years or so because of burnout and needing new energy. Thankfully, Klopp is going out at the top. Well, we don't know that. Maybe we're going to, lose all of the competitions we're in. But I don't think so. From here on in, I'm going to have to go in a few minutes, unfortunately. But from here on in for the rest of this season, like if I was Pochettino now and I found out
Guardiola
or Guardiola, but especially Pochettino, because Guardiola's got a chance because they've cheated their way to like a multi-million-pound squad, right? He would still think he's got a chance, and rightly so, Pep Guardiola. But Pochettino, man, he's got to be gutted. Because it's 2 days after he silenced some of the critics. Chelsea are on a good run. They've got Cole Palmer playing brilliantly. Ben Chilwell coming back, doing really well. Beating Middlesbrough 6-1, great results. Getting to a final. Poch is thinking, with it, maybe slight underdogs against Liverpool. No one's talking about Chelsea, but we're looking good. And then this news... Doug's joining us for the last few minutes. Brilliant. But then this news, Jack, is, he's got to be gutted. He's got to be gutted, Pochettino, because I think Chelsea don't have a rat's ass's chance of doing it. Doug, you're joining us. Sorry, I'll come to you in a minute, Jack, on that. But Doug, I've only got a few minutes left. I want to get your reaction, Doug, to this. You've gone out for a walk because you need some time, you need some air, you need some space to process all of this. What's going on, Doug? Great to talk to you.
I'm just back from... Yes, it's great. I'm just back from holiday, so I've literally been on...
Oh, the connection's not perfect.
No, we just heard the news. I've not had my phone on or anything like that. Honestly, I feel numb. I'll be honest. I feel numb. I had to sort of process the news for like a couple of minutes. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. It feels like I've lost like a parent or something. It feels that. I think Jurgen Klopp brings what Bill Shankly brought to Liverpool. I mean, he's the greatest Liverpool manager in my lifetime. I'll be honest, Jurgen Klopp has been fantastic for Liverpool. I think it will take a bit of time to sort of sink in, but what better way to rejuvenate the players to basically go for everything this season now? Basically, the league. I think the league is the main priority for me.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's it. We were just saying exactly that. That was my question to Jack as well. Was like, I think Chelsea haven't got a rat's ass's, chance in the butcher's when the butcher's holding the cleaver and the rat's been poisoned and he's just laying there motionless on the floor and the butcher's knife is going up. That's Chelsea now, isn't it, Jack?
We are going to be some red juggernauts. Like, I think for the people that are very fortunate to have tickets this season, even going to the finals, I think even people not going to the finals with a ticket, they'll just go around the stadium and just be in the atmosphere, because it is one last hurrah, and we will have one. Could you imagine the end of May, final in Dublin, or I think the whole of Ireland will be, everyone around the world will descend on Ireland by boat, by car, by air, by any form of transport. Will find a way into Ireland somehow. It's going to be one of them, mate. It's going to be a festival atmosphere, regardless of whatever happens this season. It is a season of hopefully winning trophies. We're very fortunate to be in that, but every fan around the world, all of us, we're getting behind this lad even more, Jurgen, and I'm pretty sure that it'll spur this team on even to greater heights this season. I certainly, and I mentioned City as well before, though, and a big up there, Doug, as well. But if you're Guardiola today, this afternoon, you are banging your head against a fridge door or something, because for all the stuff they've got going in the background, this is probably the way, if you ask Guardiola what he thought, and we spoke on my show, I think even Pep Guardiola in the next 2 years, regardless of whatever happens off the pitch with City, I think he walks away from City as well, because I don't think City are as good, or Guardiola gets the response out of his team, gets the response out of himself from a managerial point of view, without Jurgen Klopp being in that dugout. I think it's going to have to be another two new managers coming into City and Liverpool to very much rejuvenate the battle and the battles that will commence in the next 5-10 years if City don't get done. So it's going to be one of them, but it's a Battle of Hastings, Battle of Merseyside, or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be one hell of a send-off for Jurgen.
It sure will be. It sure will be. I've got 3 minutes left, Doug. I want to bring you in. Are you like, some people are talking about conspiracy. Somebody in the chat earlier was talking about how, Jurgen is, off to Bayern. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but like in terms of conspiracy, but basically something happening behind the scenes as a possibility that has caused this, or is it simply, as Panov says in the chat, Klopp just says he wants some normal time with his family? Do you think there's anything sinister going on, Doug, or is it just above board and people are just reading too much into it, as they always do?
Well, I can tell you for one thing, I don't think Klopp's ever going to manage Bayern, especially from the time when he was basically interviewed. You remember the interview? I think when he did, but I think he said Bayern lost and then laughed because obviously the team minds winning. I've got to be honest. I think this is almost feels like when Fergie retired at Manchester United. It sort of means Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool. Imagine how you're feeling right now, like as a Liverpool supporter. Imagine how Manchester United felt when Fergie left. Imagine how City will be feeling when Pep goes. All good things have to come to an end, but we just need to enjoy it. But no, I don't think there's any conspiracy about Klopp at all.
Yeah, great answer. No, I agree. I think it's just above board. I think he just wants something, some time with his family. I do think it's a mistake, like I've mentioned. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I mean, we've been through some of Jurgen Klopp's press conference here. Emmett Kavanagh's back here. He says, excellent press conference there. Klopp absolutely volleyed Jose Enrique. I'll have to check that out. We didn't get that far in the press conference because we were too busy chatting about it and reacting to it and pausing it. So we'll have to go back and see what he did to Jose Enrique. But thank you to everybody. If you can, hit the like and subscribe. 295 subscribers. I'm absolutely delighted that it's got that much. My targets, I'm on the road to 500. If anyone can, subscribe, that'll be absolutely wonderful. Thanks to Gary, thanks to Emmett, Panov, thanks to DJ Smokey for being in the house earlier, giving his opinions. Very welcome. And Gary, of course, and everybody who's here, thank you very much for watching. This has been Kop On a seismic day. Doug is absolutely right. This is very similar to Fergie leaving United, even though Fergie was there for 26 years and we want we wanted Jurgen to stay for 26 years as well, if we're honest. But in terms of, can Liverpool keep the continuity going after Klopp? That's the big question. I mean, he's become so central. We've got rid of the all of the talent scouts, the directors of football, and all that stuff. So we're going to have to go back to FSG's model more. That was with when Klopp first came in. That could be successful again. All these questions, we're going to see all the answers, but for now we're going to support the team and support the Dugout Football channel. Make sure you subscribe there if you haven't already, and support Anfield Road TV. Jack's got some great work non-stop going on over there. So thanks everybody. We'll see you soon, I hope. And lots of love out there. You'll never walk alone. Don't be too sad. Don't be too bereft. Worse things do happen in life. But this is a bad one. See you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.